Good morning, good afternoon, I should say, everyone. Melissa Bohr-Jacobson here, going live as part of my series, How to Minimize Stress and Maximize Coping Skills. And just bear with me a moment while I reconfigure my Facebook. Hopefully I'm going to be able to go live to more than one place today. And let me just switch things around here a little bit. So thank you if you are joining me here live on YouTube and live on Facebook, hopefully. Trying to configure that now. There we go, now my chat. Lotus Life Mastery is here today. Hello, hello, fantastic life coach joining me today. Sandia from Lotus Life Mastery, hello, and thank you for joining me. Just bear with me a moment. Just trying to see if we can get our technology to work. And it might not work on Facebook. Oh, maybe it will. Let's see what we got here. So today, as I mentioned, this is day 4 of my fantastic series. I think it's just a really, really appropriate time to be discussing this. And the topic, of course, is helping everyone. We are all going through some stressful times. The discussion is very prominent right now about the stressful times that we are in on many, many, many different levels. And we need all of the help that we can get to manage these stressful times and to make sure that we are able to manage these times and have absolutely phenomenal coping skills. So let me see if I can see anybody else in the chat here. I'm going to forget about Facebook right now and just focus on going live on YouTube. So today, there we go, I can see. Hello, Cicely Simpson. Going to give a quick shout out here. My name, by the way, is Melissa Bohr-Jacobson of Confident Life Coaching and Hypnotherapy. And please let me know if you can hear me, because I'm using a happy thing happened today. I found oh, there's my purse in the background. I found this little microphone, so let me know if you can hear me well with the microphone on. And thank you so much, Lotus Life Mastery. Loving this topic. We can all use this guidance right now. So again, my name is Melissa Bohr-Jacobson, Confident Life Coaching and Hypnotherapy. And please, if you have not already done so, and you're catching this series, it's so important. It's such an important topic. Please make sure. Thank you so much, Chris Rivera, and thank you for joining me today. It's so important that you subscribe so that you are notified, because every day I am going live and I am sharing tips and information that will help you this very day. Especially today, I have a phenomenal tip for you today. You don't want to miss these fantastic tips. God knows life is full of stress normally, and right now it is triple, quadruple, quintupled, and we need to have phenomenal, spectacular coping skills. And by the way, I see people in person, I see people remotely, I have groups, I have individual life coaching and hypnotherapy. I have spectacular success stories you can read about on my website at www.melissabohrjacobson.com. And you can always get on a free consult with me, and that URL is www.meetwithmelissa.me. You can get on that call. I always am going to change your day. I'm going to give you something that's going to change your life in that 20 minutes. So it's always worth it to get on a free call and chat with me so we can give you some life-changing advice on that call. So to today's topic, the one word. There is one word that is going to eliminate a significant amount of stress for you in your life. And I'm going to get to that one word in just a moment. But before I do, I want to tell you that you may or may not understand or realize that such a significant amount of the stress that we endure as human beings is self-generated. We created ourselves by the way that we respond to challenging situations, situations that are stressful, challenging, adverse circumstances. So much of the stress that we feel during these challenging times is self-inflicted. So let me know in the chat if that sounds right, or does that sound surprising to you? So much of the stress that we feel, even in the most adverse situations, is self-inflicted and is unnecessary. Does that surprise you to hear that? It comes from our own lack of coping skills and lack of understanding of how our minds work, and also, it comes from our own subconscious programming. So, why do I say this? And what is the origin of this self-generated stress? Well, when I say that our stress is self-inflicted, a lot of our stress is overblown and it is out of proportion to the circumstances. Many of us, Sandy is saying, wait, let me read this. Oh, I agree, self-generated stress, this is moi. Holy smokes, you caught me. It's most of us, and Chris says most people are focusing on the things they fear. Perfect. So true. So most people do a couple of things to really create unnecessary stress in response to adverse circumstances. One of the things that they do is they overthink. They overthink. They get caught up in the thoughts, which are, by the way, part of our conscious mind, just not the most powerful part of our mind. It feels very powerful, but it's where our overanalyzing happens and where we get very, very stuck in that overthinking, and we end up in paralysis and overthinking instead of action. Another thing that we do is we underestimate our power. Oh my gosh. We underestimate and forget how able and capable and powerful we are, because we get into that, we talked about it yesterday, we get into that cognitive shutdown that happens under cortisol, the brain chemistry that happens because of our thoughts. Our thoughts trigger a certain kind of brain chemistry and we get shut down and we completely forget how incredibly capable, talented, able we are, and powerful we are. We go somewhere else altogether, blank. I can't handle this. I don't have what it takes. We forget. We've already handled so much adversity. We've already proven that we are what I like to call adversity slayers. We forget that in that moment. So, very much underestimating our own capabilities when we are under stress. Third thing that we do is we catastrophize. Oh my God, it's going to turn into, I'm going to be homeless, I'm going to be starving. We catastrophize the future, which of course, tell me in the comments what happens to our stress levels when we catastrophize the future. We go to the thinking about the future with catastrophic, it's even hard to say that word, catastrophic thinking. What does it do to our stress levels, my friends? Please tell me. You know, tell me in the chat what this does to our stress levels. I'm going to wait a second and see if I get an answer. All right, I'm going to say it. It exacerbates our stress levels. It increases our stress. You see, self-generating stress, catastrophic thinking will lead to creating more. Thank you. It'll skyrocket It'll skyrocket our stress levels, leaving us even more in that freeze paralysis state. People, my friends, when we have challenging times, we need to be equipped. We cannot go there. We got to get ready now. And we will handle this. We will come out on the other side. And you know, I wrote down something as I was coaching a client yesterday. By the way, coaching, what do I do? I'm sitting here in Panama. I'm working. I'm coaching my clients from afar. What do? I work with teens. I work with families. I was on a call with a mom yesterday. And this particular mom has a family member, and this family member happens to have a bigger challenge in her life. She has ASD. So what did I say to her? I said, I don't know. I had such a good thing. I wrote it down. But I said that, you know, basically that the bigger the challenge that we have in life, the better the outcome on the other side, the more powerful we become on the other side. So the bigger the challenge we face now, the bigger the outcome, the better, more powerful we are when we overcome that adversity. That's what I said to this mom. So again, who do I work with? I work with families. I work with individuals. I work with entrepreneurs. I work with corporations. I work with couples. I work with many, many different kinds of people, always with the goal of giving them absolutely spectacular, phenomenal coping skills to make their lives look the way they want it. But back to, that's enough about me for now, back to you and helping you. I promised you a word. So before I give you that word though, going to the chat for a moment, people play the what if game and imagine all the worst case scenarios. That is very, very, very accurate, Mr. Rivera. Very, very true. And the reason, would you like to know the reason that we do this? The reason we have that catastrophic what if thinking and all those things that happen is because we as human beings have some hardwiring. We have some default wiring. And one of the things that we are default wired to do is fear the unknown. This is definitely something that comes up very, very, almost 100% with my clients. They fear the unknown. And this is the mind's way of trying to manage that fear. I've got to plan, I've got to worry, I've got to have catastrophic thinking. And all this does is just add more and more paralysis, more and more stress, and it does absolutely nothing to shape our coping skills. So that's a little bit about why human beings are hardwired. There's a lot of hardwiring that I call it our defaults, which I often say, and I'm going to say this here, I often say to my clients, you know, you have this phone and it has that kind of boring screensaver on it. Do you want to be stuck with that screensaver, or do you want to change it out? Because you can change out the screensaver in your mind too. That's what I do with people. I help them change out that screensaver so it has the picture that they want instead of the default that came with the phone. We don't want the default. It came with the wiring. We can change that out. We are not stuck with that hard wiring. All right, back to the topic at hand. There's a very amazingly powerful, simple 3-letter word that I'm going to share with you that is absolutely changes stress levels and is actually life-changing. But let's ask the chat, since I have such a wonderful chat today, let's ask the chat. We'll play a little game with each other. It's a 3-letter word. Let me see if anybody can guess the word. Lotus Life Mastery says, we are so hardwired for lifetimes. Interfering too much, we do not need. Very correct, Lotus Life Mastery. We have generational and genetic wiring, which we'll talk about in another video, because I do find that stress relief comes when we understand. Stress relief definitely comes when we understand what is us and what is the wiring. All right, so let's see if we've got great analogy. You must address the programming that's generating the self-limiting beliefs and feelings. Well said. Anybody got a guess? What is this powerful word, 3-letter word that can change everything about your life and your stress level? Anybody want to take a stab at that today? I'll wait for a few seconds. You're all like, what is it? What is it? Racking your brains. Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to give it away so fast. It's a 3-letter word. The last word is T. The last word is T. Can you guess what this word is? Anybody? I'm going to give you another hint. It rhymes with another word. And that word is let. This fabulous word ends with T, rhymes with let. Can you guess what it is yet? I just gave it away. The word is yet, Y-E-T. This is a very powerful word. Lotus Life Mastery says G-O-D. That was a good guess. That's in everything, of course. This word yet. So let me give you an example. Actually, I would love if in the chat, I know, I'm picking on you guys today. I'm really making you work. It's a Saturday. What is she doing? Man, I'm annoying today. All right, so I took my vitamins today. Can you tell? So I want you guys to give me, it's yet. I want somebody to give me an example of something that they think they can't do. Okay? If you want to give me an example of, I'm stressed out because, give me an example. I'm stressed out because, anybody got an example? Okay, I don't want a lot of like empty space, so I'll start, and we can put more examples in the chat as we go. I'm stressed out. I'm so stressed because I don't have a job yet. I'm so stressed out because my child doesn't know how to do math yet. What happens to the stress levels when we add that word yet? I'm terrible. Public speaking stresses me out. I'm no good at it yet. Thank you for that wonderful example, Chris Rivera. Chris Rivera, when I say to myself, I'm stressed out by public speaking, because we have to maybe elaborate on that. I'm stressed out by public speaking. I'm not any good at it yet. What happens to the stress level when we put that word? Now, does it take away all the stress? No. But it changes the whole dynamic. I'm not good at public speaking. Hopeless. Stressful. Nowhere to go with that. End of the line. I'm not good at public speaking yet. Powerful. Hopeful. Energized. Stress levels go down. I've not created my lead magnet yet. What happens to the stress levels, Sandia, when you put that, I'm not good at technology yet. I'm overwhelmed by technology because I can't get it yet. You see? Let me know in the chat how this word, one tiny word, affects your stress level when you put it at the end of your whatever limitation you're thinking about. Robin, beautiful. I haven't figured out how to stop my son's seizures yet. Or I haven't figured out how to find a way to make those seizures a good thing. I don't know. But I haven't figured out what my son's seizures are about yet, or why. I mean, you could apply this in any way. But Robin, you're determined to figure out how to stop that, and you will in time, and that gives you hope. When I use yet, diffuses stress when I use yet. Yeah. And this is just to illustrate from yesterday that I began to speak about, yes, Robin Thomas, this word opens possibilities and increases hope. Exactly. So hope diffuses stress. It interrupts this stress. Interruption is a very, very important thing. So this illustrates my point from yesterday that our mind responds to the words and the pictures that we give it. And we need to start to understand, to minimize stress and maximize our coping skills, we need to start to learn to understand how to speak and communicate with our mind. And this is how, this is the way that we can minimize stress and maximize our coping skills. And when we understand, this is just one word that I have for you, but there are many. And when we start to learn how to use words and pictures, we can learn to unravel a lot of the stress, and we become more able to cope. Now, for some of us, we have an operating system that is running in the background that we can't help it. You know, feel like we just can't help this chaos and this stress. It's just there no matter what we do, and no matter how much I tell you on a conscious level, and how many pieces of advice, and how many books you read, and how many things you do tapping and all kinds of breathing, and we just can't help it. This is a subconscious issue, and this is the point where you really need to get on the phone or on a Zoom with me at www.meetwithmelissa.me, because we have to get under the hood there and see what is that operating system that is running in the background from your past that is creating that I can't help it. And that's easy. That's what I do all day long. But in addition to that, you know, you can get with me one-on-one, and you can handle so many amazing, hypnotherapy is just like, it's just mind-blowing what it can, all the issues that it can dissolve. But one of the things that I want to tell you about is that we will be doing very focused, we will be focusing on a tool. We're going to be doing a workshop. I'm going to announce the date very shortly. It's going to be around July 22nd. We're going to be doing a workshop called Self-Hypnosis for Stress Relief, and creating a way to teach you a tool that you can take anywhere. Can you imagine if you could have a tool that you could take anywhere you need to manage stress instantly, within minutes? So that's coming down the pike. So please stay tuned. And please, you know, if you've not been to my website, if you've not signed up to be a member of my website, go there, www.melissabowerjacobson.com. That way you'll be notified about this workshop and so many of the other great tips. And that being said, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit the bell so you can get a notification every time I go live or every time I post a video to give you, your family, your staff phenomenal coping skills so you can live life the way you want it, and you can not only survive but thrive. Thank you so much. I don't know when it is. You're reading my mind, Sandia. That is one of the dates. But it's around July 22nd. I have to coordinate with someone else, so I will let you know the date, and I hope to see some of you there. So thank you so much for listening today. This is Melissa Bower Jacobson with Confident Life Coaching and Hypnotherapy. Wishing you a very, very wonderful Saturday, and thank you so much for joining me.